Topuria entered UFC Freedom 250 with a reputation as one of the most dominant and seemingly untouchable fighters in the sport, riding a wave of impressive performances and growing momentum. He was widely viewed as one of MMA's biggest stars and a fighter
represent the new generation of the mixed martial art.
Topuria entered the event undefeated, a two-division champion, and one of MMA's biggest stars, carrying immense momentum after a series of landmark victories over elite competition.
Ilya grounds Volkanovski! Oh! He does it again!
I know that I'm gonna take his lots out in the first round.
It's the pressure fight. Oh! Right hand, he hurt him! I mean, Ilya's face is just destroyed.
We literally had him get out of the octagon before the hand's even raised and sent him to the hospital.
More significantly was the eye damage. Both of his eyes were swollen shut. His nose was fucked up. He'd taken so many punches to the face, and it looked like perhaps orbital damage, like maybe he had a fractured orbital, because his whole thing had just swollen up on both sides. He was unrecognized.
Topuria's post-fight injuries highlighted just how much damage accumulated throughout the contest. What many expected to be another dominant performance instead turned into one of the most talked about fights of the year, prompting reactions from figures across the MMA world, including Joe Rogan, Dana White, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Alexander Volkanovski. The aftermath underscored both the scale of the event and the intensity of the battle that unfolded inside the cage.
Dana, I personally thought it was the most amazing sporting event that I have ever watched in my life. Absolutely pitch perfect. You put your heart and soul into this thing. Your organization put countless hours into putting this fight together on Sunday. You've had a few days now, a lot of money too. you had a few days.
I would never say anything. Listen, if you're thinking about retiring and that's what you want to do, you know, it's probably what you should do. But on the flip side, you just beat an undefeated badass, decisively finished him. And I don't know, it's just something that he needs to work out with, himself and his own mind and with his family, obviously.
Yeah, if it is the way he goes out, it's an on top.
UFC Freedom 250 was promoted as one of the biggest events in the organization's history, carrying enormous expectations from start to finish. However, once the fight ended, much of the attention shifted away from Gaethje's victory and toward Topuria's condition. Fans immediately began asking how serious the damage was and what it could mean for his future. In the aftermath, Dana White provided the first public update, fueling further discussion about Topuria's injuries, recovery timeline, and eventual return to competition.
Brad, look at his face. We've never seen Ilia Topuria like this before.
Yeah, Ilya's in the hospital. He's busted up. I'm not a doctor, but his eye looked like he probably has a broken orbital. I don't know that's not a fact, but I'm just assuming. And my plans for him are to go home and rest and recover and take his time. And tonight was a rough night for him. I just want to make sure he's healthy and good and not even thinking about him fighting again. Just want him to go home and relax and rest and heal.
Dana White emphasized that his primary concern after the fight was not future matchups or championship implications, but Topuria's health. Reports of significant facial damage and concerns about a possible orbital injury shifted the conversation toward recovery rather than competition. White stressed the importance of allowing Topuria adequate time to heal before considering any return to the cage. At the same time, Gaethje made it clear that the victory was far from easy, acknowledging the danger Topuria presented throughout the fight and describing the contest as one of the toughest challenges he had faced. His comments reinforced the respect many...
Was he as good as you thought he was? Was he better than you thought he was? Just can you talk about what you experienced in there with him?
I mean, he's very good. I mean, my liver still hurts right now. Those body shots were crazy. I mean, he was really, really fast, but, when he didn't get the finish at the end of the second round, I think it really took his spirit. And, again, I said it in the press conference leading up. I was like, he really backed himself into a corner saying he's going to be so dominant. And I said it. When we go to the second round, you're going to be like, what the fuck? When we go to the third round, you're going to be like, what the fuck? And, that's what I did tonight.
Did you feel he was broken after he didn't get that finish?
I never felt he was broken because he was so dangerous at the whole time. But in the third round, when I started landing those jabs, when he started finding his back foot, I knew something was.
Gaethje's comments showed how close Topuria came to victory, as his speed and body shots caused significant damage early in the fight. However, Gaethje survived, regained momentum, and turned the contest around, illustrating how quickly championship fights can change.
It was the greatest fight of all time. It literally was the greatest fight of all time. Because the guy that won it, Justin Gaethje, was in many books 6-1 favorite, 6-1 underdog rather, which is crazy odds for a guy that was a interim lightweight champion, fought the best of the best, one of the best to ever do it, BMF champion. I mean, just super durable, real dangerous guy. And that's how good Ilia Topuria is. That's how good Ilia Topuria is. Ilia Topuria, in many people's eyes, is the most skilled of the new generation, and the new generation is the most skilled of all time. And Ilia was like the top of the mountain. And most people thought that he was going to be too much, and he was too much for a while. And he almost took Justin out in the second round. And then Justin rallied. And then Ilia, it looked like he got really damaged in either the first or the second round, and he was having real trouble seeing out of one of his eyes. And then Justin started landing bombs in the third round. Ilia had slowed down quite a bit. It looked like he had really tried to finish Justin in the second. And sometimes when you try to finish a guy, you just hit the gas way too much and you can't recover in between rounds. And Justin recovered, and Justin started battering Ilia in the third and fourth. And by the end of the fourth round, Ilia quit on his stool. He couldn't see out of either eye. He had gotten kneed into the body real bad when he was on the ground. Justin had him down with his two hands and just smashed a knee into his rib cage, and you could see him go like that. And that was the end of the round. And then he had to retire on his stool. And you
think he broke a rib?
That probably could have happened, but I think maybe more significantly was the eye damage. Both of his eyes were swollen shut. His nose was fucked up. He'd taken so many punches to the face, and it looked like perhaps orbital damage, like maybe he had a fractured orbital, because his whole thing had just swollen up on both sides. He was unrecognizable. And, the guy hung in there as long as he could. But when you can't see, you can't see. And when you're that battered, sometimes it's smart to stop. And he's a very smart guy. And I think he realized, I can't defend myself right now. I can't see.
Topuria's defeat was widely viewed as the result of a gradual momentum shift rather than a single decisive mistake. Many observers felt the fight changed after an intense second-round push failed to secure a finish, allowing Gaethje to recover and steadily take control. As the later rounds unfolded, Gaethje's pressure increased while the visible damage to Topuria accumulated, despite swelling, discomfort, and the challenges that came with fighting through adversity. Topuria continued competing, a display of toughness that earned respect from fighters and fans alike.
Know what I mean? Which, to be honest, that might have played a part in it. Know what I mean? The fact I hate Ilia and the fact that Justin beat me and I like Justin. But yeah, it's just Gaethje to get you into that dogfight, dragged you into it. Know what I mean? And Ilia's never had that. Ilia's never had to come back from adversity. Ilia's only ever been the hammer. He's never been the nail. I don't think Ilia Topuria ever comes back the same. His whole mindset, his whole ego, know what I mean? His is I'm undefeated, no one can beat me. Having celebrations the night before the fight. I just don't think he'll ever be the same. He's never had to come back from nothing like that. I've had to face adversity before, so nothing can prepare you for it. That's the thing, and that's why I don't think he'll ever come back the same. Nothing can prepare you for it, but we'll find out what sort of man he is if he does come back and when he does come back. Because, as I say, I've been there before. I've been beat. Know what I mean? And I've had to come back stronger every time, and I have done. He's never been beat. He's never had to do this before. He's gonna have to look at himself in the mirror and be like, "What? I've just got my head smashed in. I need to come back." And you never know, he might have the cojones to do it.
Topuria's loss sparked discussion not only about the result, but also about how he responds to adversity. Some observers argued that, for perhaps the first time in his UFC career, he was forced to fight from a disadvantaged position against an opponent who continued pushing forward despite early setbacks. That experience can be a defining moment for any champion. Throughout combat sports history, some fighters have struggled after their first major defeat, while others have used it as motivation to evolve and return stronger. For Topuria, the key question is not
sparring partners to try to drop you with body shots in the gym.
Yeah.
Is there any significance to that or any?
He would have made $1,000 off of me tonight if that was the case. Yeah, I mean, it still hurts right now. That hurts. My hand hurts. My jaw hurts. He is a formidable opponent. He was so good and so dangerous. And I never really got to. I didn't see him quit. I saw them almost stop the round and fight at the end of the third round. And I was like, no way. And then he's back out there and back to being dangerous. So, yeah, this is crazy.
Topuria's defeat was not the only story to emerge from the fight. Gaethje also acknowledged the physical toll of the contest, revealing that he was dealing with pain in his hands, jaw, and body after 5 demanding rounds. His comments underscored how competitive the fight truly was. Despite gaining momentum and ultimately winning, Gaethje continued to emphasize how dangerous Topuria remained throughout the bout. That level of respect highlights both Topuria.
The guy is he has zero quit in him. It doesn't exist. Like, if you're looking for quit, you go into a room, it's empty. The quit room has no one in it. There's nothing in there. He's not going to quit. He can lose because he's a human, but he's not going to quit. And he's also been into the deep trenches before. The deep trenches of these 5-round, chaotic, insane battles. And oddly, he thrives in those kind of battles. He's described as the most violent man and the most violent.
Justin Gaethje's reputation has long been built on his willingness to embrace difficult fights and remain dangerous even under extreme pressure. Many analysts believe that resilience is one of the key reasons he has remained among the sport's elite for so many years. Rather than becoming discouraged by adversity, he often continues pushing forward.